Driven.Mehendisis, says anyone. Driven.Mehendisis says. Driven.Mehendisis says yes. Driven.Mehendisis says yes. Driven.Mehendisis says chat box. Driven.Mehendisis says, where are you, chat box? Driven.Mehendisis says, come on, CHD box. Driven.Mehendisis says, there we go.
Hello. I'm back early. I want to do a quick finish up of this series and go for a walk and come back later with the new, maybe, probably, a new task, because this one is over. And also I wanted to go back with a bit of chatting before starting. And yeah, I wanted to add that yesterday I said in the Dead Sea Scrolls we had the Essene text in the community, not the community rules, but one of the Essene texts talks about that they are prophesying against the temple, they probably against the Sadducean and what they do in the temple. I think there might have been idols, but I'm not sure. I think I might conflate it with King Josiah's era. But they don't like the managing of the temple. Like a bit, it's reflected in Jesus and John the Baptist too. And they prophesied that the temple will be destroyed, and they prepared the way for the replacement with three figures, three characters that mimics Moses and his brother and his general. They're waiting for the prophet, which is a Moses-like figure. They're waiting for two Messiah, which is the priest Messiah and the king Messiah. And the king Messiah is more warlike, and the priest Messiah is more like explaining scriptures. And I feel like it's the blueprint of Christianity in a sense, because they also describe their meal, their ceremonial meal, which became very popular in Christianity. Christianity is one of the thing they get from Judaism is the meal, the breaking of the bread. It's really Judean customs. The wine and the bread. You can see this in Mediterranean culture. Like you see this in the first myth written, Gilgamesh, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Enkidu is becoming a human being, is transforming from an animal man to a human being, a civilized human being, by breaking the bread and drinking the wine. He's also like he's transforming into a civilized man by that, like the temple prostitute Shamat teach him how to become a man. And yeah, she brings him to a table where he breaks the bread, drink the wine, and he anoint himself with oil, and he becomes a human being, just like similarly, like it's a Mediterranean culture. They anointed themselves or anything in ritual. They anointed stuff. Uh, it depends on what practice, but yeah, also perfume was oiled, and back then the I think they use the flowers and herbs with oil, and they perfumed themselves with oil, with with flower fragrance and things like that. Um, so yeah, they are the Essene are repeating this ritual, this meal ritual where they have three guys playing as uh, the prophet, the king messiah, and the priest messiah, and they are making this meal in preparation of them back, coming into the scene and replacing the temple, and they do this ritual meal just like Jesus at the Last Supper. It's similar to the Last Supper. It seems like the Last Supper is an inspiration from that, but also like it's a Mediterranean uh, thing, as I said, like in Gilgamesh. Um, Breaking the bread, also it's the same root word of a covenant in Hebrew. It's cutting. It, they they're when they do a covenant, there's a word I don't remember which one, but it's cutting the bread. Uh, it's always the cutting. I don't remember what it is, but you can find breaking the bread. Also, okay, so they're waiting for those three figures, but if you look at it, the name of Jesus is Yahushua, which the etymology is Yahweh saves, or Yahweh is salvation, but it's the same etymology for the general Moses general Joshua. The Joshua is the same name as Jesus. So already the King Messiah, the military King Messiah, is already named Jesus in the Moses hierarchy. So it's some kind of the blueprint we see with John the Baptist arriving as a prophet. He mimic Elijah, and he's the prophet picture, the Moses-like character that the Essene are describing. And Jesus is the military king, and he chooses Peter and Simon as the priest Messiah. He says like, "Yeah, I will build my church on your rock," and so on. So he chooses Simon, and yeah, you can see that this is the blueprint, but later on it seems that the loss of John the Baptist changes everything, and they put the three aspect into Jesus, like the prophet, the priest, and the king in Jesus. And he became like the teacher. He became the priest as teaching the Old Testament and teaching stuff instead of doing war. But he is said to be the king, and so on. So I will put some music. Also, I wanted to show you what I was talking about just rapidly. I hope. I said Adam was rooting with the word, with earth and blood and red. And yeah, we can see it with, let's see. So the scientific dictionary I was talking about is this site, this website. And you have a glossary of old word, but it's not working right now. So the Phoenician Adam. Let's see if I can find Phoenician Adam. Okay, it's there. So if we search in Sumerian Adam, oops, I'm not on the right page. Sumerian is an isolate language, but they have Adam, and it meant an habitation in Sumerian. But what is interesting is, and you can see a reference in the Sumerian text. What is interesting about Adam in Sumerian is the letter used to Adam, and the first one is A. Adam, the A in Adam, and it means side or other things, but sometimes arm, wing, but side is interesting because the other word, it means wife and husband. Side, wife, husband, which remind us of the side taken from Adam to make his wife. So yeah, that's interesting. Even though they are not related languages, but they are neighbors. So also, let's see, in Phoenician, Adam. Phoenician is closer to Hebrew, I think. Edom, of course, and it means man. The same as in Hebrew. First man. Egyptian, we could look at the Egyptian. It's a land, the land of Edom. It's often in the Bible. It's where Moses come from. Dumi. Let's see Dumi in Akkadian is close to Hebrew. It's like an ancestor. It sounds like Hebrew. There's a lot of similarities. Edomite. It's the people coming from Edom. What else? So there's an Akkadian Adamu in Akkadian. Don't know if we will find anything, but Adamu, it's red earth, dark red earth, blood too. Semitic reconstruction. Hebrew Adam, human. Let's see if we can click this. Oh no, it goes for every word or what? Nisu. This word on the life of the king. So Akkadian is a Semitic language. It's very close to Hebrew and Aramaic. The co-uniform. It's some kind of the co-uniform Hebrew. It sounds like a co-uniform Hebrew. Garrick Adamu. Let's see. Red earth, red ochre, humankind. Adamu. commoner. There's nothing earth, but Edom. Edom, as we saw in Hebrew, red. Hebrew? Edom or Edom? What was red? Edom. So it's the same root, and those are all cognate to Hebrew, like Akkadian were before the Hebrew. The oldest Proto-Sinaic alphabet. Proto-Sinaic alphabet is around 19th century BC. I think Akkadian is close. Alphabet. I'm not sure, but let's see. Oh. We have a similar date and bad with the period. Bronze Age. To 26 BC. So yeah, Proto-Sinaic is younger. Is a much younger. It's like Akkadian language is. You start to see in Akkadian some traces of the Bible, the things in the Bible, like the god El or Yahweh, and the kingdom. It's where, if Moses came with the Israelite in to find Israel, or Israel was not the name, but this territory, they would have found Akkadian people. And I think it's at this moment that the name Israel is starting to be used. But it means struggle with or fight with God, Israel. Because the name Israel is in the Bible they use it as the guy who it's the son of Abram. He changed his name. I don't remember. He fights with an angel, and it's used as to explain the name Israel. Okay, so yeah, I made the point. There's much more to see, but I think it's enough. Damu. Did we check this one? Assyrian king. Then we have the name. It was a monarch, but the name. The same name as Adam. Well, I made the point. I found the blood in red ochre. First man. Redness. It's good to note that Esau, Jacob and Esau. It's Jacob. Jacob and Esau. Esau was red. And it is said that Esau became Edom later on, and it's still related to red. We check this one. What else? Is there something else? Yeah, the priests in that time were red robes, and it's also seen with Moses often. wearing a red, and Jesus too, wearing a red garment. Priest in the, I think in Babylon, wore red too. And I made this picture one time. A screenshot. I don't know if I can find this website anymore. But it's Starling ReadNet. So Adam in Proto-Sinaic, meaning Adam. What can we pick out from that? Blood, meaning blood, meaning land, earth, area. This was Dam Adam in Proto-Sinaic, no? So yeah, this is like a scholar website where they link every mention of every word they try to translate in Akkadian and Proto-Semitic or Afro-Asiatic etymologies. There is also in Sumerian mud. Which meant dark and dim. But the version of this word in Akkadian, duhumu, very scarred, very dark markings, very dark skin. Dahamu, become darken. Damu, to become dark. Why did I point out this? I don't know. Very dark, because it was close to the word Adam, I guess. I think there's a link with Adam at this word, and eventually blood and red become dark, to darken. Yeah, I cannot find. Maybe it's later. Oh, this one is broken, but it was blood, and it was the Akkadian Damu. So yeah, you can see there is a similarity, and on another picture of Moses with wearing red in this Pixar or Disney, I don't remember, movie. What was this? Damaya. Damu, blood. So yeah, you can see all the link with red and blood, and the priests wearing red. Also in Africa, people were, in Egypt and Africa, people were red ochre to protect from the sun. It's not clear that it's to protect from the sun because there is no written word, but people have scientific tests have found that red ochre protects from the sun. And so in Egypt we can see sometime yeah, there's Jesus in red too. In Egypt we saw sometime that the men were depicted in Moses in red again. This is a music video from a woman, I don't remember her name. She did a lot of Moses funny stuff. Do I have something else before we go? Yeah, there was Dumuzi. So his body, Damu, his body, there's a deity named Damu, and his body is, it's related to Dumuzi. His body is cut in pieces and they drink his blood, similar to Jesus. Damu is Dumuzi, the shepherd, the faithful son. Yeah, what can we get from his name? If we go like symbol per symbol. They didn't speak into and from symbol to symbol, they made word, an entire word with symbol, not much like Chinese, because Chinese sometimes each word means something, but in those Semitic languages, cuneiform, they made word with symbols. Small child, yeah, we saw this yesterday. Small child, shepherd, staff and sheep. In Hebrew, it's the same thing. Every alphabet is has a meaning, but they made word with them, like the alphabet, the Proto-Sinaic alphabet. Everything meant like R comes from Resh in Hebrew, and it's a head. A Resh in Hebrew means head, and you can see the R is a little head. A is a horn. It's the head of a Taurus, inverted, because the initial A was Proto-Sinaic alphabet. Dalet is a door. As you can see here, the A became was a head. Dalet, I think it's a door. So I don't remember what. I think it's a pole. Yeah, it's a pole. Or this one. This one I don't remember which one it is. It looks like a feather in Hebrew. Which one is more I? What I? It's evident. I think it's a Y. No, it's an O. It became some kind of O. Yeah. So the most evident are the A. The R is there. Little Ed. Resh. I don't see it. Oh, it's this one. Resh. It become R in our alphabet. Also, one last thing before we start. Christianity became, it was some kind of related to the zodiac, and zodiac was passed through from the Mole Appian. We search Mole Appian, we keep it, yeah. So this is the oldest reference to zodiac in the Babylonian text, and we have all the constellation, and some are missing because it was the Greek were inspired to make the one we know today. But you have like Sagittarius, the Capricornus, so they have still goldfish. And some people would say, okay, Christianity there is 12 disciple, but they use weird interpretation, like they would say, this disciple is this symbol, but it's not. Often it's not the case. They don't use real reference. If you want real reference, you search for early Christian synagogue zodiac. So it's about 400 years after Jesus, but there are a couple of synagogue we found with zodiac signs, and it's still synagogue. It's not churches. It's in Palestine, so it's still in the region of Jesus. It's not in Rome or anything, but Rome it's very Hellenized, like it's very Greek. The Greek influence is getting into Palestine because there is the 12th god of the Roman too. It was the main religion in Rome, which was a copy from the 12th god of the Greek. And as you know, like March, the month of March is the Aries month, which is the deity, and in Greek, which is the same as the Greek god Mars, which is both are the god of war, and it's the Aries. Aries deity is Ares deity. The god Ares is the god of Greek god of war, but if it's the same as the month of March, Mars deity is the god of Mars, agriculture, war and agriculture. So that's why in March and April and Mars, the symbol is Aries, but it's also related to sheep, to goat. It's a word related to goat. So that's it. I think I covered pretty much. I have enough now to show the last modification. I said things that you will never find anywhere. Oh yeah, there's a cylinder seal, an old cylinder seal with the tree of life and a goat, a ram, goat, something. And this symbol is just mash. It's mash in Cassite. It's a Cassite cross. And this is the tree of life. It's similar to the tree of life. Sometimes the tree of Christmas would be related to some Christian relate the Christmas tree, but Christmas tree is more like the pagan Nordic that at winter solstice they cut the trees, the sapin. How do you say sapin? The pin, not the sapin. In French is sapin. In English is fir tree. So they cut the fir tree in winter solstice and they bring it home, they decorate it. It's not related so much to the tree of life, but yeah, this is mash, which is a sacrificial goat or ram, probably linked to Jesus later, the lamb, since Jesus replaced the sacrificial animal because the temple was going to be destroyed. And yeah, it's a symbol of sacrifice. This meant blood too. Mash, the mash symbol. If you want, you can search. It's also named Geshmash. Geshmash. Mash symbol. Goat. Wheel, pure, twin, So this is our reference to text, to real text. If you click on it, it will bring you to a text, I think. And it's an old website, not secure. Oh, it brings you to a dictionary, a lexicon or glossary. Akkadian with the definition goat, sacrificial animal for omen. So yeah, it's all Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cultures. So that's why it looks very similar to Jesus and the cross. So things that no one will tell you ever, because it's lost under piles of information. Let's start now. It's simple. The last thing to do. Sorry. Yeah. So not sorry. Not so sorry. It's my stream now. I like to speak of things that are not said often enough. Stream. It's in the clone. There. Also, yeah, Joshua, John the Baptist and Jesus appears as this often are compared to Elijah, and then Elijah had a disciple which was named Elisha, and it's similar because he baptized Elijah anoint Elisha. I think Moses anoint or put his hand over Aaron and maybe Joshua, but I think Joshua is said in the text that he has the Holy Spirit within him. So I'm not sure. I don't remember. But he does a similar thing to anointing them as king or general. No, as general, and Aaron as priest, I think. If it's not anointing, he put his hand over his head. But Elijah anoint Elisha. He is called by God to anoint kings. And the John the Baptist arrive and he act as if he's Elijah because people thought that Elijah didn't die because he disappeared in the sky. He's taken by a chariot of fire in the sky. So they thought that Elijah would come back eventually still alive. And it said in the prophecies that Elijah would come and to lay the prepare the way for the Lord. And that's why they needed John to be this Elijah figure. But John say, no, I'm not Elijah. He's like people ask if he is Elijah, and he seems to say no, I'm not. And they needed also John the Baptist to be a Cohen priest from Cohen descent, to be because they needed a priest to make Jesus king or anoint Jesus, but John the Baptist does not anoint Jesus. So it's a bit like the author and early Christian had to find ways to say, okay, how do we need John the Baptist now, because we are stuck with him because he does not anoint Jesus. He baptizes him, and then later in Act they say, okay, since Jesus is not anointed by John the Baptist, we will say, oh, in the sky, God anointed Jesus. That way, we don't need John the Baptist anymore. And the Act is the apostle. Later, it's said to be from the apostle. So they needed like a replacement, some word to say, okay, no, that was not the Baptist was not the anointing. But they don't say this explicitly. They just say, and Jesus went into heaven and he was anointed by God. Okay, so what was left to do there? We need maybe need this so it can access the get. I think we did this yesterday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I really need this. I can test later. Or yeah, afterward, after checking everything. We did rename this yesterday. So what happened there? Did I? Oh, I added a delete spec. Just to be sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's really needed, but it seems to help because it needs to send this data and clean it to if we pick another item that is not on hunger and there's another effect, we might need it to be cleaned, but I'm not sure. I would need to test with another effect later on. But it seems to be very similar to what we had, except now this could be used as is. Like this could be used, but we have, wait a minute. We could be using it there as this, like that, and we don't really need to create this one. What else? It seems to be very similar to what we had. So we move this above. Okay, the words that are changed are with a redder, lighter red square. Spec. So now instead of the ability system above, it becomes new gameplay effect, and it creates that may be why we clear the spec, because it's a pointer and it creates a dangling pointer, so that's why. So it creates this. So this has changed. This line spec. Now it's new gameplay effect. Item data is the same, except for it's pointing to your gameplay effect, and it brings this in with the entirety value. So the game get the full object. What? Okay, no, it's a argument sent to gameplay effect spec. Those two are from into this argument. So far it works anyway. The rest above, it seems that requester, okay, no, it's just a name, we renamed it. And this one, it's the ulog. We don't need to know the change on the ulog, and that's it. Is there something else in here? Prop is just changing the name prop. Just changing requester, nothing else. In this file, it's just the logs. Below is server pickup. What did we change in here? Oh, I just arranged the layout. I was with you yesterday when I did that. Here, yeah, this one broke a lot, so I needed to put it into one line like that, but needed. As you can see, it's completely different. There's no more static instance like that here. It's one line with a return and a check of instance. Like that. And below I remove the tags and initialize tags. Let's see on the CPP side, a lot of changes. Some changes. So I think I would keep this because I don't know enough about this file yet. Oops. Like that. So now instead of constitution, this one is renamed initialize tag and it's called I register here. I could not have this. Let's see the header. Okay, it's private. So what I can do is remove this and rename this one here and remove this completely. It's not needed at all. Let's play to see if I haven't broken too many stuff. Anyway, I have the changes there. So it's a static instance. It's like similar to a singleton. It's static. It means that the instance of the class is always this value. Well, the value in the registering. It's set up into my constitution. I will show you later. Oh, I could show you now. The rest. Where is it? Interaction component? No. Constitution system. It's registered here. When my plugin start. So it did some crashes if I didn't do that. It not crash, but it added an assert we saw yesterday. And to solve the assert, we need to set up the tags at the beginning. Let's see if everything is working fine. So hunger pass, hunger change. I didn't put the limit yet, so it goes up to 100. And it's still like I will need later in future task to make adjustment to this, but I just need it to work like that. At first, I will correct the rest in future task. So it's still working. So there's nothing else here. I need to go back and play again, and it's the last thing to show you, which is what to do next with the file in the engine. There are two things to do. One is in the GE, gameplay effect, hunger restore, and the other is on the object. Is it? Did we do it yesterday? I'm not sure. I will check. Okay, gameplay effect, hunger restore. There's one thing to change in there, which is the tag here. That tag you need to add hunger restore. And there's nothing else in here. What else? It's in the object, the other one we did yesterday, I think. We add the data in here. The data, is there something in the data to do? No, we did that. Yesterday everything is fine. You have all the new stuff. And we can pass to the next task, the next series, probably tonight. I will commit this. Sable. Hunger. Restore. And pick up. So let's see what is the next task, and I will go for a walk. 2-hour walk. It's sunny. It has been rainy for 2 to 3 days now. I need a walk outside. When it's sunny, I need to indulge in the sunny, clear sky. Because there haven't been much sunny, clear sky lately. Sprint, backlog, sprints. So we did Angra. I could skip those one. What is the next sprint? When is this sprint finish? I wrote August. It's too early. I need to bring some. 4. Wakefulness. Wakefulness. And it might need to review. A coach representing the player character wakefulness. The value going down should be empty by the O. Oh, okay, it's when he needs to sleep. Okay, I need day and night cycle. Movable doors. Why do I need movable door? I'm not sure about that. For the game loop, I was maybe a bit stupid when I did those tasks. Maybe I'm just more enlightened now. What I would really need next, though, is a day-night cycle. An active bed. Yeah, I will create them later today because now I need to go for the walk. So thank you for watching. Probably see you tonight. Probably. Ciao.